Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the feature race at Gulfstream Park on Saturday. Race number 11, $75,000 powder break stakes. We're going a mile on the turf for fillies and mares. You can bet the Gulfstream card with a DRF Bets account. Deposit $100, bet with $250. Learn more at bets.drf.com. Big field, good betting race for this year's edition of the $75,000 powder break stakes. Want to start things off with the number 6, Hogan's Holiday, who last raced on turf 2 back in the Grade 3 Honey Fox Stakes going a mile. And the way Arad rode her that day made me think they were hoping for a graded stakes placing.
Yep.
She was just outpaced down towards the inside. They saved every inch of ground. Yep. There was a good pace coming on. They eased out. They tried to get that third. She ran 4th. All in all, it was a good effort. Valedictorian returned to win with a 94 Beyer speed figure in the Sand Springs, but she's the kind of horse that needs some pace.
Yeah, and she should get pace in this race. I mean, I can't imagine that in a field like this, a big field with that short run to the first turn going a mile, I can't imagine they're just going to be walking on the lead in here. Maybe the race will set up fine for her. I mean, her turf form overall, there's nothing wrong with it. It suggests that she really fits in this field. I don't particularly like her that much, Dan, but she fits in this race.
Let's move to the far outside for the number 12, Crown and Sugar. And what else can you say? This has been a remarkable roll this horse has been on. She's won her last 5 starts. She's won 7 out of her last 8 races. Not bad for a filly that was claimed for $20,000 during the spring of 2018. She got a really nice trip to win last time out at Tampa Bay, and that trip I don't think is available to her from a very difficult outside post position.
I mean, the post does not help her chances in here. I guess what you have going for from post 12 is she's just a really tactical horse. She doesn't need the lead, but she has speed to get forward. She rates very comfortably in her races. And as you say, on a major roll. I know there's one start there at Presque Isle in a different trainer's name, but since Darren Rodriguez took over, she's 8 for 10. And she just keeps showing up and running faster and faster races. Absolutely dominant in 4 straight wins in her last 4 starts. I think she's a contender. I don't love post 12, but I think she's a contender.
Susie B won this race last year after a so-so effort in Latonia over the poly track at Turfway Park. And her very talented trainer, Mike Maker, is going to try to use that same pattern again this year. This horse did not fire at all over the synthetic. I don't think she can stand up on that surface. She is getting back to what she wants to do on turf, but she's another one that should get some pace. And I think she's going to be a price based on the dull-looking last line.
Yeah, I mean, she was 15-1 when she won this race last year, and it's worth noting that she won that from a far outside post. She's drawn far outside again. We'll see if she gets the right kind of setup. She fits well with these horses. I won't be surprised if she defends her title.
Too Charming showed big speed 2 starts back in the Tropical Park Oaks on December the 29th. Got out to the front, just lasted in the stretch over uncoupled stablemate Andina Del Sur. Last time out, they were not aggressive trying to get out of the gate with her, and that cost them because she likes to be front running.
Yeah, I was surprised with the ride she got last time because they just held her up behind horses early, and she got far back in that race. And they weren't going a fast pace. The pace was rated in there. It felt like she could have easily gotten forward. I think it worked against her. I thought her Tropical Park Oaks was good. I thought her race at Aqueduct prior to that was good. She has plenty of races that make her tough in this race. I mean, I don't see any way that I could play the race and not use her somewhere.
Javier Castellano rode her last time out. Paco Lopez back aboard, and Paco took her to the front in the Tropical Park Oaks. Timeform US believes we'll see a return to those tactics on Saturday. The 8, Too Charming, expected to make the lead, and she does have the talent to take them gate to wire for Tommy Albertrani. Right sitting behind the 8 is the number 9. That is Quebec, and I've always been a fan of Quebec. When she was in Southern California, I liked her race in the swing time. I thought her race in the Catherine Crosby actually was okay. She then ran fine behind the streaking Fahan Muir in the Robert J. Frankel. She just couldn't get over the hump. Last time out in the Sand Springs, I thought Arad gave her a great trip. I know that there was pace in that race. He was able to save some ground, split horses right back to the rail, finished evenly against some solid horses. I think this is a little bit of a weaker field, and I think if she sits this trip, she gets a big shot at Too Charming turning into the lane.
Yeah, I agree with that, especially if she gets that trip. She's just going to be super tough. She ran well last time. I mean, again, the pace was just rated in there. I thought the trip overall was fine.
A nice trip.
But they came home 22-3 in there. I mean, how much ground can you really make up, especially when the sharp valedictorians in front of you and the really good Proctor's Ledges in front of you? This is an easier spot. She makes a ton of sense in here.
I think Midnight Soiree is a sleeper in this race, Mike, for a very underrated trainer in Lisa Lewis. Last time out was in the Sand Springs, but it was her first start off of an extended layoff. And she tried to split horses on the turn, kind of didn't hit the hole, was shuffled back a little bit, and then they just let her run on in the end. She was 47-1. I think it was a starting off point. She draws a great inside post here. I know she can be tactical. I think Luca Panici's going to try to hustle her out of there and maybe try to get the spot the 3 is in on the Timeform US pace projector.
The trip could really work out for her in here from the inside post, and I like that she's second off the layoff now after all the stuff that you just laid out in the Sand Springs. It just didn't work out for her. If I'm being, perfectly honest, I didn't love her turf races last year as a 3-year-old. That race 2 back, the seasonal finale in September, I didn't see her excuse not to win that race. She got a really good trip, made the lead in the stretch, was never going to hold on to it. I didn't like the way she was finishing in there, but she's very lightly raced and second off the layoff.
Not sure if Nikki's Cause is good enough to win this race unless there is a supersonic pace up front. I mean, she got the setup last time out in that non-winners of one other than. She kicked very strongly to win, and I don't want to knock a horse that's won 8 of 23. She's very likable, but her prior win was in for 16,000. I think she's just a notch below these horses, but with a fast pace, I could see her underneath in the super.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about pace for her. We'll see if she gets the right setup and can take advantage a little bit. It doesn't feel like she's the best closer in the race, but maybe the race sets up and she gets a piece.
Flossie steps up for Angel Penna, winner last time out at Tampa Bay using good tactical speed. Probably a good trip is coming here. She's a very lightly raced 4-year-old that's capable of improvement. She once sold for 225,000. Her figures are just light, though, compared to the main contenders in this race.
Yeah, just a lightly raced 4-year-old who has to find a way to take a step forward. But this is the time of year for her to do stuff like that, and she will be forward in this race.
Crown and Sugar won the Distaff Turf at Tampa last time out for fillies, beating both Bitacora and Super Committee. Super Committee ran on a little bit at the end of that race, but Crown and Sugar just got the jump on her and this horse wasn't going to make up 5 lengths on her in the stretch. She seems to be slowly improving, but the problem is the same as with Flossie. Little light on figs.
Yeah, a little light on figs. I mean, overall, did she run okay last time? I guess she did. She did get bumped at the start, and maybe that just put her a little farther back than she wanted to be. She was no match for Crown and Sugar, and I actually felt like even Bitacora ran a better race than she did in there, but maybe she could take a step forward.
Speaking of Bitacora, I thought she ran well in the Sunshine Millions 3 starts back. I mean, Starship Jubilee was odds on that day, and on paper could not lose. She got pinched at the start, was 3 wide on the turn, got up for second that day. Someone had to finish second, I think is the way someone is looking at that race, but her next couple of races were kind of Bitacora. She's exposed after 28 starts. She likes to run second. She needs a lot of pace up front. She needs a little bit of racing luck. And on her best day, she can get a piece of this.
Yeah, I would just relegate her to underneath on my tickets, but she could certainly get a piece of it.
Let's talk a little bit about the 7, Malkia, before we get to our top selections in this race. Another lightly raced horse, another horse that's hit the board in 6 of 7. You don't want to knock this horse. 2 starts back, beat 3 next out winners, one of them coming up to win in New York, a New York bred 1X with a 74 buyer speed figure, but needs to run the fastest race of her career.
Right. I mean, listen, she's won 4 straight races on turf, so they're going to step her up at the right time, but she's got to improve.
Top pick time for the Powder Break Stakes. You don't want your buddy. Chad Brown, the 10, Fool's Gold. Chad knows how to place these horses, doesn't he? He ran her through her conditions during the Gulfstream Championship meet. He realizes maybe Fool's Gold's not a true graded stakes quality horse, but you can certainly get black type here this time of year. And Fool's Gold is still improving. It was a solid performance, not spectacular last time, but solid enough. And with Chad, you know you're getting a good performance.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens with her. What I liked about her in this spot, and we'll see, I guess the real problem with her is it feels like if she was trained by somebody else, she could be a really interesting price in here. And because Chad's the trainer, you probably take the worst of it in that end, and you don't get the price you should get. But I thought her first 2 career starts when she was a 2-year-old on turf, I thought she actually ran fine in those races. I'm not sure what made them abandon the turf and try and make her a dirt horse, but I don't think that really worked out. He's come back to turf with her for her last couple of starts. She won those races very easily. She is a really handy kind of horse. So I know that post 10's not ideal, but she's so handy. I think she can get the right trip in this race, and I'm going to see if she takes a step forward. I would want her to drift off the morning line price. I don't know if she will because of who her trainer is, but if she does, I'm going to bet this horse.
One of the horses she beat last time out came right back to an 86 buyer speed figure when running second for a 2X. She obviously fits in this race, and she has upside. I like Kay Beck in here. I think the trip is going to work out. I'm hoping Timeform US is right, and she can sit just off of Too Charming with the addition of blinkers. Hopefully she's not too keyed up, but she's run solid races in Southern California here. I just think this is the right class level for her. You're going 10, 12, 8, and 9. I'm going 9, 6, 1, and 12 in the $75,000 Powder Break Stakes, the feature at Gulfstream on Saturday. Bet the card with a DRF Bets account. Bet with $250 when you deposit $100 at bets.drf.com. And the Powder Break has an approximate post time of 6:04 Eastern. Good luck.